to RPM Premiership Division. You lucky listeners out there, you've got me all to yourself. I am Mr. Inorganic. The reason why I'm all on my lonesome is because most of the commentating team now actually race in the Premiership. I may have a special guest popping in at some point, I'm hoping, but we'll see how that goes. We are at Zandvoort, where, as we know, last season was a bit of a controversial race, and it's kicking off this season. And as we know, we've got 13 drivers here. I just want to say good luck to Stebo and Luke in the beautiful Alfa Romeo team. We've also got Booty back, Booty and Kieran, the championship commentators. They're in the McLarens. We have obviously no learner driver this season, so it's it can be anyone's race really. A couple of drivers have moved up from championship. We've got as we just with Matty there as he hits the wall. Cursor the commentators is on. Yep. Hopefully the Mercedes. Last season's Mercedes drivers have also left after what was an interesting race. I'm just going to go over now to Luke and that beautiful Alfa Romeo, and I've got no Kieran alongside me to argue the point. So final word is, it's the beautiful Alfa Romeo, and it will be the last season we will see that beautiful red and black livery. So we're kind of hoping to have a good farewell season on the Alfa Romeo. I'm going to make sure my phone is turned down because I think it's done on loud after my phone decided it was going to play silly buggers. And now it's going to tell me that it's just taken itself out of silent mode. Technology. But we have the first lap time of the race, and that is fellow commentator Booty, and I've got it on top authority that both the McLaren drivers are going to win this constructors and drivers championship. Is going to be a 1-2. I just want to say unlucky because it's going to be an Alfa Romeo 1-2. Yep, I'm not going to talk about yesterday's race. It was interesting. And there's my phone that decided it doesn't want to be on silent. I don't know why have I technical difficulties. There we go. We were trying to talk it on comms last night. Where did I finish? I finished 9th. I finished in the top 10. in the race yesterday. Only 9 drivers finished. But we'll gloss over that bit. We don't need to know that bit. But I finished in the top 10. Yeah, drive through, speeding in the pit lane. Yeah. But and I almost had the fastest lap until the last lap, and Bergie decided he was going to take the fastest lap off me. And Entity's disqualified from the session for going the wrong way. Entity starting as he means to go on in the will it finish the Williams. We've got Aidan Jones at the moment in the Ferrari, setting in the fastest lap, a 109.149. And we've got Liam 200th of a second. Oh, interesting pit release then. Let's go to the other beautiful Alfa Romeo. That's Stebo. And interestingly, he's set his time on mediums. A couple of other drivers out there setting their times on the medium. Are they saving up for saving up a couple of softs maybe? Could that be a possible wet race? A couple of short stints on the softs? We've got yes, Chaos Druid. Where did you finish last? So you got full house there. Yeah, I finished the race, and yeah, I finished 9th. Dry race. We've got it. It's going to be a dry race. So we've got Booty, who's on an out lap. And it's good to have Booty back in the driver's seat. He was doing comms with Kieran, and he got the bug, and decided he was going to be teammates again with Kieran, who finished runner-up in the championship to Smith. And at the moment, Kieran has set a faster lap than Smith. So I think Kieran will be kind of happy with that. Although I think he'll try and get his orange car to the higher up the grid. I think I just saw Entity into the room.
My neck. Yeah, unfortunately, I spun around and made contact with the barrier, and yeah, my neck's now really, really sore. I don't know if I can do the race.
Yeah, well, I didn't see the incident, but I know he got disqualified for facing the wrong way. So my phone just keeps on deciding he wants to keep taking itself out of the silent mode.
I just see Liam Hamilton just go fastest again. It's going to be interesting. We've got some familiar faces and some new faces in Premier this year. Aidan Jones just coming in straight away with 109.1. Very interested to see how quick Aidan will be. So see his name straight up to the top. it means we're going to have we might have a fight for the championship between Liam and Aidan throughout the season.
Yep, it could be like with no learner driver here. It's going to be an open championship. Do you think you can win it?
I don't think personally I can, but it does give me shades of Season 7 Championship Division, where a lot of these names were in that league. We had Kieran, who ended up winning in Vegas at the end. Nats was in that league. Smith, Matty, Giraffe, myself, Luke, I believe, was in there. There was some big names, and it went to the wire. There was many a driver. Stuve was also in the league. I think he won the championship that season. And so it's going to be some fantastic racing this year. I'm really looking forward to this season.
Yeah, well, it hasn't been the best of qualifying. Where did you spin out?
I spun at turn, I believe it's technically turn 4, but it's the banked hairpin. Just went all out, all guns blazing. Aidan just set a time. It's like, I want to get there, and unfortunately I lost it. And Aidan has just done his next time, and it's 1:08.8, only 3 thousandths, sorry, off of Liam's time. That's they're going to be very tight, the two of them, throughout the whole race, I imagine. Yeah,
that's going to be a battle to watch. I know we had quite a few spins at that banked hairpin, so yeah, it's definitely one to watch there.
Yes, the shameful thing being that all of practice I've been faster than teammate Giraffe, so if he sneaks in a top 5 or even 3rd position, which he's eyeing up, and hopefully he can still obtain. But it's a bit sour grapes for me, because I'd be imagining that I could have done it myself.
Well, I've just been watching Quinn, and in the background there was a Mercedes that decided he was going to smash into the wall on the last corner. But I've got to say, Kieran putting his McLaren in 3rd. Wow.
He's a driver that just seems to be getting quicker and quicker, does Kieran, and yes, he's good at Netherlands, and I think he could be a name that's up there towards the end as well.
Don't start, because I won't be able to get him out of the bedroom. His head would be too big. But
we can always have a Williams safety car be a roadblock for Kieran's success.
Yeah. Do you know, I can't call this season. It'd be interesting that the battle between Liam and Aidan. Kieran there with the McLaren. He'll just be hoping that he can just stay out of trouble, but seems to have found a bit of pace. Smith, last championship winner, way down in 9th.
Yes, I don't know if this is one of Smith's favoured circuits, but yes, no, you would have expected him to have been a bit higher than 9th, but then I think that just shows how close the competition is. Even looking at Nat's Packer's a phenomenal first season when she first entered RPM, and she was in that championship division and had I believe had a race win or at least a podium, and scored some very good points as well. So another name that knows how it's like at the front of the pack, and might have to adjust the surroundings in the mid pack. But I think there's a lot of respect from drivers as well. So it's going to be a very tight mid pack, but there's going to be a lot of respect. So we were mentioning in terms of previous years, sometimes if you're towards the back, it's a question of racing standards, and if you are able to continue by means of not being caught up in incidents. And I think having a little look on paper at the names that we have in the division this year, this season, then I think we're in for a good season, and we should have some really, really good racing and some good fair racing as well.
Yeah, hopefully. It's good to see Nat's back. She was out for a couple of seasons. But it's it's good to see her back. And yeah, probably not her best lap time, but we know she's got some pace.
Yes, we know she has got some pace. She obviously did take the Williams third seat last season. Unfortunately, the Williams did make every race, so we didn't actually get to see that. But she might be able to come out of our shadow throughout the season, having a permanent seat in the Haas this year.
Yeah, the only Haas driver at the moment that could affect the constructors, the combined constructors, which Alfa Romeo is going to win anyway. Do you think Williams win with a shout?
For constructors, it's something that we have talked about, a brief discussion. I think you've got to look at the Alfa Romeos as a very strong competition for that. Likewise, the Red Bull pairing and the McLaren pairing, I would see as the main threats. Potentially even Ferrari, now that you've got Lost Glader coming back. So we weren't sure on Aiden's pace, but where he is at the moment indicates that they're going to be strong. Likewise, Liam in that Red Bull.
Yeah, it's good to see a lot of different makes. Like we've got Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, Alfa, Williams, the other Alfa, Mercedes. It's going to be, and this course as well can throw up a few shocks. There's a couple of corners if you get wrong, and a couple of horrible curbs you can kind of get surfing along.
Yes, absolutely. And yes, I'm just looking down that list of names as you were mentioning. You've also even got the Aston Martins there, Smith and Stube as well. A fantastic driver, really quick in his day, and seeing him in 11th at the moment is a bit of a surprise. But a lot of drivers now on their final laps, so I'll leave it to your capable hands to call names as they're coming in, and who knows what order we're going to actually be starting this race in. One thing's for certain, I'm at the back.
Well, just remember which way you're going around the track. It might save your neck a bit as well. So that's good to have Entity there. Join us in the comms. The Premiership drivers' point of view. And he will kind of be hoping that he doesn't make the same mistake in the race. If you're gonna make that mistake, you want to do it in qualifying. The pack is so close together. There's not much time really from first to last, so expect a lot of close racing. And if it was anything yesterday's, plenty of safety cars, virtual safety cars. We didn't have a red flag. I think red flags have been turned down if I remember rightly. But Stebo has gone in now and put in a fast time and separate. Look at that, he's exactly the same time as Liam. That is unbelievable. Absolutely the same time. Although Liam's just gone round even quicker. And Aiden has responded to that. Oh, look, I tell you what, them times between the top three, well, the top four. Kieran is like 0.3 of a second off Liam. So Kieran's really going to be happy with that. And I think I've sorted out my phone problem. Trying to get into chat now after playing with my phone. But yep, qualifying is over. Let's have a look at the grid. Got Liam, Aiden, Stebo third, Kieran fourth. You'll be happy with that. ahead of Luke in the second Alfa Romeo. But 2 Aston Martins of Smith and Stubby. Then we've got Giraffe in 8th, 9th Matty, 10th Booty, 11th Quinn, 12th Nats. And we've just got Los Glader has joined as well. He managed to join before the race, so that's perfectly allowed. So we've got both Ferraris now in, and we're up to 14 drivers. Lots going on in chat. Plan for the race, everyone spins other than me, and I win. We got that, there we go, we got that in chat. Nats is going to win, and you know what, I'm not going to argue with that. Yeah, you go for it, Nats. Yeah, one of my favourite drivers. You're all favourites. All my favourites.
And good evening, Mr. Inorganic.
Ah, and there's a special guest. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Ah, not too bad. There we go. We've got a special guest that's joining me in the comms, and it's the one and only, the comms god himself, Mr. Jones.
Well, that's quite the introduction. Watch that slowly slip away from me. Do you think? I was just looking at the times there, incredibly close in the top 5. I saw that also Kieran pipping, can't remember who it was now, but to 4th position by 2 thousandths, and obviously the top 3 were 1/10 separated. An unbelievable qualifying session.
Yeah, Kieran's time there. I mean, he was just ahead of Luke, I believe, in the Alfa Romeo. So. Yeah, Kieran has just made the step up into Premiership. Has really probably put the cat amongst the pigeons there.
Absolutely. And I was going to ask the question as you mentioned Alfa Romeo. How devastated are you on a scale of 1 to 10 that you will not be driving an Alfa Romeo again? That sounds like not that devastated. Sounds like a relief, if anything, to be honest. You've grabbed yourself a move to, what is it, Team Steak or whatever they call it?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if it's like medium rare or well done, what it is.
Yeah, although I didn't think the car looked too bad, actually, in that black and green livery, but yeah, name-wise... yeah, I think it's just as bad as AlphaTauri going to RB.
Yeah, RB. It's almost RB Leipzig, isn't it?
Oh, well, let's have a look at the tyre. Oh, we've got a good spread of tyres there. Liam and Aidan both starting on softs. Steve-O's going long on hards. Kieran's gone on softs. Luke's going for the long one as well on hard, so both the Alphas on the same strategy there. Then the Aston Martins, your old team. Mediums and hards. Giraffe softs. Then we've got a couple of medium drivers. Matty, Booty, Quinn and Nats. Entity, who's hopefully goes around the right way this time, on softs, and Ross Clader on hards.
Yeah, real mix of strategies there, so that'll be very interesting to see the way that pans out. Just looking at Entity, clearly going for a very aggressive start. He's got 4 medium runners ahead of him. He'll be looking to jump them. But knowing Entity and his favourite song by Kylie Minogue, Spin Me Around, I'm not sure he'll be able to keep it off the road.
the banked hairpin. That's the one to watch.
I think he thinks he's a rally driver at times. He's drifting it, but then rather than moving off in the right direction, he's facing the wrong way.
I think, I mean, I'm just going on yesterday's race. Well, I'm kind of going on my killer tyre instincts. Softs only probably good for about 10 laps. so I'll be hoping for a safety car.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm assuming. How long were the hards able to go for the race?
Yeah, I was told on mine that it was 17 laps on mediums and then the rest on hards. But yeah, I don't even think the hards actually lasted that long here.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, well, we'll see how that one plays out. The soft runners at a disadvantage for endurance of the tyres for sure.
Everyone seems to have got off to a good start and seem to be behaving themselves, although there's a bit of contact there between the Ferrari and the Red Bull on the bank corner. I think everyone's gone through there okay.
Yeah, and that's put Liam under pressure from Kieran now, but he seems to have caught the Ferrari back up, and maybe we'll see the elbows come out again between them because it got a little bit dicey there.
Yeah, it's not the best of overtaking manoeuvres there. Now had somebody trying to overtake me on the bank corner, and it doesn't always end particularly well there. But the door was well and firmly shut in Liam's face. And I think Kieran would just want to try and stay in there with Liam and try and get the DRS when that's enabled. But they're beginning to pull away now from Kieran. He managed to open a bit of a gap himself on Luke. But Giraffe on them soft is going to try and want to get past the hard runners, and he's just got past Stubby. Stubby's having a go back. Aston Martins and the Williams. It's close there. They're all making it through. It's very close. Entity hasn't probably got off to the start that he wanted to on them softs. But Giraffe is having a look there past Stubby. But he's also got Smith right behind him having a look.
And I think this is a typical Smith thing, not always the best qualifier, but as he settles into the race, you start to see his consistency and pace come through. So I'm expecting to see Smith grow into this race a little bit.
Yeah, he's got, as we know from last season, he's got fantastic. Right, we've got
it's the Alpha.
It's
Luke. And his front right end plate has gone as well, so yeah, he will take it to the pits, and that's not the ideal start for him.
Did he get it wrong on that corner? Maybe on the last corner. No, it's the wrong side, so he's either touched somebody or he's hit the wall.
And that has opened up a very, very nice gap for Kieran behind. He's now 2.2 seconds ahead of Stubby, and well, in front of him, the gap had opened up, but he's just closed it up a bit because I think Liam made a mistake and has dropped back from Aidan, so Aidan's got a bit of a gap now.
Yeah, I think that's what Kieran's just got to do now. I think he's just got to not make any mistakes. Especially, he's going to be encouraged to see Liam making a mistake, and the fact that now Luke, who was his closest rival, is now dropped down to the back of the pack. He doesn't really need to concentrate on his rear view mirrors, which is going to help as the Aston Martin. Yeah. Smith's got past Steve-O. Smith's now moving up to 6th, and like he said, he's just going about his business.
And also noticing Entity did finally get past Nat, so he's now on the back of quite a train behind the two Aston Martins and Giraffe, his teammate, all the way up to 4th, down to 12th, no one more than a second in those gaps, and Las Vegas just joined the back of that as well.
Yeah, we're going to... there's Aston's just gone completely off track. Just Dubby's made a mistake, and he's dropped down to 12, and now he's got Nats has got past him, and Los Clader's going to have a look. But you're going to have a big, long DRS train there now. It's going to be quite hard to make any manoeuvres, really.
And I tell you what is exciting though for the season is the fact that the drivers are so close in the racing. You see there from Stubby, one small mistake and he's dropped from 5th all the way to 12th.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the start-finish straight. There's so many cars all just trying to find position and battling for position. I was just watching the McLaren there of Booty and Quinn. Yeah, bit of a touch, and it could all go nastily wrong, but everyone's behaving themselves. Some good, nice, quick driving.
And Luke's, with the clear air, Luke's absolutely pumping in laps because he's caught up to the back a little bit. I mean, he's 24 seconds off, but if he can get a little bit of luck with a safety car or something, he's clearly got some pace in his setup at the moment, but obviously unfortunate going round on the final corner and damaging his car.
It comes with the territory with an Alfa Romeo. You've got to damage it at some point in the race.
It was, if I remember correctly, it was usually an Aston Martin that had damaged your car, whoever that might have been.
Yeah. Or if it wasn't an Aston Martin, it was somebody's teammate in a Ferrari, which was an excellent at this track as well. But Aiden at the moment has got a nice bit of a cushion now. 1.7 seconds ahead of Liam, and Liam's got a nice bit of a gap now to Kieran. I don't think Kieran's going to want them to pull too far ahead, but then again he wouldn't mind the Red Bull and the Ferrari having a bit of a battle again. That's what I think he'd be hoping for.
I've just seen a really nice touch by Smith. He's driving the number 66 on his car. He's famously a huge Liverpool fan, absolutely mad for them, and clearly that's in solidarity for Trent Alexander-Arnold, who I believe is injured at the moment. So that's a nice touch from Smith. And I hope you enjoyed me calling you out for that, Smith, on when you watch it back.
Who? Liverpool?
Oh, easy. Oh, he loves Liverpool. He's mad for them.
Oh dear.
Back to the racing. Oh my God!
I just went on
board. Yeah, I didn't even realise why. So there was some people pitting, and I was wondering what was going on. But the safety car very, very nearly took Kieran out. Kieran was going on the inside of the corner, and it was like when Max Verstappen had first started racing, you know, where he moved quite late or something in the braking zone. The safety car just did that to Kieran. Might need a change of underwear after that one. That was quite close.
I don't know if that would happen, but would that happen? Can the safety car actually take you out? Honestly, I don't think I've actually seen it, but Kieran almost... I think I would have known if he had, because there would have been a hell of a lot of noise and banging upstairs.
Well, fortunately he got through no problem, but I'm quite confused why the safety car came out, to be honest. I mean, it's perfect for Luke, who's now effectively back in this race, and he could also change strategy and just drop one position. But
I mean,
maybe it's the mention of Liverpool. I've been given a yellow card.
Look, some of them gone straight onto hards. I don't think hards will last 30 laps. So, and Lost Glade has gone on to softs.
Now, I don't know if you've seen this as well. It's just said safety car in this lap, but the safety car hasn't actually picked up a driver yet.
The safety car is actually, on my screen, it's actually gone in.
So,
I think it's still on track.
Yeah, it's going round the final corner.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, this is the kind of driving you'd see from me when I was in an Aston Martin. But that is in fact the safety car, and it has gone in.
It's gone in. I'm confused now.
Smith's inherited the lead. I bet he can't quite believe it. Out of nowhere.
I don't know what's happening today, is the truth. I'm just watching it, and yeah, the safety cars, well, the flag went out before, I don't know.
Unfortunately for Luke and Glader, who were already at the back and were thinking we're back in the race, it picked them up, but nobody else. So everyone else was free to pit and get on with their race. And they obviously, probably lost about 8 to 10 seconds in the final corner, sat behind it.
Well, yeah, because you had, Aiden come in. So Aiden's gone into medium, so he come into the pits. Giraffe did, and Liam did. So then you've got, the Smith obviously didn't pit, so that's helped him. It hasn't really helped Luke much because he didn't back up the cars. Luke hasn't really been able to. He must have thought, yes, I'll have a bit of that safety car. It was a bit of a strange one.
Well, it was a bit of a tease for Luke there. He just must have thought his luck was turning, and then it basically just to be slapped in the face by the safety car. I mean, it has mixed up the field now, though, because Kieran, Liam and Aidan, who were on the podium, now got Giraffe in between them, who I assume is pitted as well.
Yeah.
And it means Nat has now moved into the top 7, and as you can see, Quinn, Booty, Matty all up 6 places, and obviously Smith inheriting the lead. So it's anybody's race at the moment, apart from possibly Luke and Lost Glader, who got absolutely toyed with by the safety car. I'm sure they'll be on the radio saying, Michael, no, no.
It must have been Lost Glader that caused obviously the safety car, because he dropped behind Luke and I know went into the pits. But yeah, I've got no idea who actually fully. That's all I can assume. It was Lost Glader that caused the safety car. But I still don't think them hards are going to go the full race distance.
No, which might mean we see some late stops with some soft tyres, which might make it also interesting in terms of it's going to be a battle for the fastest lap right towards the end for some of those guys. Well, Liam, Giraffe, Kieran and Entity. But obviously the front 6 still having to pit, and there's Nat as well, who has been overtaken by Aidan, who was leading the race before confusion descended here in Netherlands.
I tell you what, Netherlands never fails to to not bring the drama. But yeah, fastest lap. I had the fastest lap yesterday, and then it got taken off me on the last lap. Thanks, Burgee. If you're watching, thanks through gritted teeth. But yeah, Aidan now is right up the back of Stubby, and Stubby's on 10 lap old hards, and Aidan's on the fresher medium, so Aidan's on the better tyre. But Aidan's going to have to pit again as well, because mediums ain't going to make it to the end, so it's going to be a lot of drivers coming in. Always got past both of them. What a manoeuvre that was by Aidan. Got past Stubby and Quinn.
He looks to be a decent driver here, Aidan. First time I've seen, to be fair, Aidan or Liam. They're new names to me, and they look pretty handy so far.
Aidan, I believe he's new this season. I think he's a new driver. I don't know if he's related to Learner Driver. I don't know, but it's just showing the pace.
And it's the Ferrari as well, I think, that makes me think about that.
Blue helmet.
At least I tell you what is nice to see, a Jones who can actually drive. That's very impressive.
Yeah, and in Ferrari, so I mean, if he was in an Aston Martin, yeah, the Alphas would have to be very scared.
Absolutely. They'd have green paint all over the side of them.
But Smith now is under pressure from Stebo. We've got a battle going on because we've got Matty as well. That's also behind Stebo. They've both got DRS, so Smith is holding on at the moment.
Yeah, and they are gaining on Smith at the moment, but they'll have a very, very quick charging Aiden coming behind them fairly soon on 7-lap fresher tyres. But Stebo here is the one that's going to play into it more because he's on the hard tyres from the start, so he will be going longer than the two drivers either side of him.
Yeah, it's said to start picking about lap 17. So then mediums will start going off a little bit soon, and Stebo then will be on the better tyre. But I think Booty as well. He's trying to get into the mix, because not far behind Booty is Aiden, who is on a proper good charge. And he's in the DRS zone as well.
And I've seen Liam's just got past his teammate Quint, so he'll be trying to catch up onto this battle before Aiden makes too much progress. And we'll see their battle reunited after the third corner earlier.
Kieran's just got past Nats as well. So, I think Nats will be probably pitting in a few laps' time as well to get rid of them 13-lap mediums. And Aiden has just got past Booty. Nice and clean there. It's nice to see a bit of a Ferrari on a charge.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's gaining so quickly on the front three here. And I mean, the main thing for Aiden at the moment is if he can keep that gap to Liam, these cars should be clearing out of his way fairly soon, or should be easy pickings on their older tyres.
Yep, but he will. My calculations, I'd imagine he's going to come in and go on to softs to finish, but I think most of the drivers are going to go softs towards the end, or hoping for a safety car. But there goes Aiden looking up on the inside of Matty's Mercedes, and he's got him.
Well, the thing is here though that will potentially make it interesting is if Liam can maintain the gap to Aiden here. He's on the hard, so he could have fresher softs come the end because he can go longer on this stint, so it's still not over for first place. But the problem Liam will encounter is he's got to get through these cars, and Aiden's making very, very short work of it at the moment.
Oh, there's a bit of a touch then. I think Stebo went to go in. I don't think he was expecting Aiden to be on the inside there. They did touch. Doesn't seem to have. He hasn't slowed Aiden down. May have just slowed Stebo down a bit as he had to pull out of the corner, which has allowed Matty now to get right up to the back of him.
Yeah,
And
no damage either, which I thought he was going to keep it a little bit restrained, knowing these guys are on their older tyres, but ran a bit of a risk there that you could lose end plate.
Yep, we've just Bootic is in. He's going around the outside of Smith. So much more grip there. You can see a difference in grip going on the outside.
Smith will know right now that's not his race, and maybe from Matty, Stebo and Smith, maybe they're really trying to push these tyres as far as they can, knowing these guys are going to pit again. just to try and get anything on the strategy, because at the moment I think it's falling in favour of Aiden, Liam and Giraffe, so they might try and just one-stop it rather than two-stop it.
Yeah, I mean, my original plan was 17 laps on the mediums and then finish on the hards and just do the one stop. Didn't work out that way. And a few more pit stops than that, but yeah, so it is possible. So they'll be pushing the mediums and just going for one stop. Aiden, yeah, he will probably have to pit again. But
Smith, yeah, who's got more ERS, and I think Aiden on his charge have burnt quite a lot. But for Smith here, I don't know if Aiden made a mistake on the final corner. Really, he could just use Aiden to borrow the DRS for a few laps to try and pull a gap on Matty and the guys behind him. But it certainly looked like he fancied a little bit of a scrap on those 16-lap-old mediums.
Yeah, I'll put a bit of pressure maybe on Aiden, and maybe force him into a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. As Liam has also got past Steve-O, so he's now closing in on Matty pretty sharply, and he'll be trying to close up. He's got Aiden in sight in front, so these guys are on a similar strategy. It's good that he can still see him. I know when it was Learner Driver, you probably wouldn't be able to see him because he'd be at the first corner already.
Yeah, he was hardly on the streams, just at the start and at the end.
It's like the little clips of when they say what happened in F1 last season, and Max Verstappen wins. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, oh, a bit of a touch then between Liam and Matty as they're just going around the first corner. He's managed to get through okay.
And then Steve-O to close up a little bit on Matty there though as well, but Matty's tyres aren't going to be feeling as nice as Steve-O's, but I'm pretty sure Steve-O's 17-lap-old hards won't be feeling great either.
Yeah, I was just looking at that because both Aiden and Liam have done the same amount of laps, yet Liam is on the hards, Aiden's on the mediums, so in a couple of laps time Liam's going to be on much better tyres than Aiden. So the pressure then could be on Aiden to try and build up as much of a gap as he can.
And just looking at the gaps, the top 8 still within 10 seconds of each other, so
oh, that's Luke.
Oh, safety car.
Safety car. Luke has got no front wing.
You know what though? That might actually bring Luke back into this race, and he's caused the safety car himself. So.
Yeah. If the safety car behaves itself this time round, yeah.
Knowing Luke's luck tonight, it's going to let every driver through, pick Luke up, close the pit lane so he can't change his front wing, and then let everyone through again.
But yeah, it's his first race in the Alfa Romeo, and his first race as well without Learner Driver by his side. So all eyes on Luke. There's some other dodgy driver as well for Alfa Romeo.
And I tell you what, this it's worked out perfectly for Smith here. He's going to end up being on the same strategy as the leaders, I assume, because I think everyone will be pitting.
Yeah, I think this is about time that the medium runners will pit, and Aiden's gone in as well. They're all going to go in. Kieran is also going in. So this is going to be interesting because I think everyone's going to be pretty much on the same, possibly on the same compounds. Although Smith's gone soft,
I wonder if he's forgot to select his tyres there. Surely.
Yeah, you're not going to get 16 laps out of softs.
No, and best case for him is the safety car stays out for 2 laps, right? But still 14 laps, there's surely not a chance for that either.
And Nuts as well. Nuts is on softs.
So maybe they're still expecting people to pit, but I would imagine Aiden and Booty are on the hards here. There's not a chance these guys are going to pit.
Yeah, they ain't going to. They're not going to pit. They'll go to the end now. It's 16 laps, isn't it, on hards? You can get that on mediums. So the hard runners, even the medium runners, they should be able to go to the end. But Nuts and Smith, maybe fastest lap.
But the extra 1 point versus potentially dropping.
Yeah, especially for Smith. I can understand Nat's going for the fastest lap and the position that she's in. But Smith, he's really going to have to get past Booty and Aiden and really open up a big gap. Because come towards maybe lap 30, them softs are going to be gone.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless he's just very good at talking to his tyres and coaxing them on, but I can't imagine he's going to be able to do that.
It's a big ask.
But then we've seen a lot of strange safety cars in this race so far. No retirements. We've had 2 safety cars. Race control hasn't relayed the message to the safety car on who he's meant to pick up in the first stint. They seem to have got it right this stint, but who knows?
But I was just looking. It's allowed Luke now.
Yeah, exactly what I was about to say. He must be loving this. All the Dutch flags waving as he catches up to the pack after the shambles of the first safety car. He's caused the safety car. Everyone's gone into the pits. He's gone into the pits, and and he's managed to catch up to the group. So if you're going to bring out a safety car, that's the way you're going to do it. A more cynical man would say he might need to look at the sporting code, but I'm all for it.
I can't say I haven't done it because it's happened to me. So.
And I think, to be fair, with Codemasters, or EA as it is now, it's just a game. Nothing you can do about that. And the safety car is in this lap. It's not going to pick anyone up it shouldn't, and we should be back racing, and we might see that DRS train we saw on the first 5 or 6 laps before the first safety car.
I'll tell you what, one person we haven't really talked about much who's gone about his business quite well, that's Booty, sitting in second. Just gone about his business. He was quite low on the starting grid, and he's just gone about his. It's a very Luke-ish drive, should we say?
Yeah, absolutely, and he hasn't quite got the advantage in terms of the life in those tyres. They're slightly worn, hard set, but they definitely have a heat cycle through them. As Aiden now backing up the field, and Wembley go, and he's gone now.
Gone.
And it looked like Booty got caught out by that a little bit, but it hasn't damaged him too bad, and Smith is just funneling behind. But, the thing here is Smith is going to be rapid on those soft tyres right now. But he's then got to build up the 20-second gap.
Spin there, Quinn. I think he had there was a slight tap there, and he spun, but luckily enough, no damage, and no one collected him, so...
Yeah, not a great restart from Quinn there, but it was very nice reversing to get back on track. No 3-point turn there, just swung it straight round. Lovely stuff. Now, Smith's my man to watch at the moment. He's got to get past, and he's got to build a gap, basically, to make anything work here, really.
Yeah, but, Aidan at the moment, according to this, he's just set a purple sector 2. So if Smith wants to really, I mean, he should get past Booty. Booty 6 lap hard.
And he's passed him before they get to the first corner. And Liam now getting quite interested in that as well, who's also got a bit of a tyre advantage there. As you can see them all funneling through very close, and Aidan just building up that gap, but he'll, you'd imagine, be under pressure from Smith in the next couple of laps.
Yeah, Smith's got to really go for it and really push hard, because come the end of the race, but Liam is going up the just about got through then. Some brave driving, and good driving from Booty as well. Knew exactly where Liam was, and they didn't take each other out. But Liam now he's on a push, and he won't want Smith to disappear into the distance. He'll want to try and get onto his DRS.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can see Liam's used up quite a lot of his ERS comparative to the guys in front here, so he's really pushing at the moment to hang on to the podium positions. But with Booty at a disadvantage on tyre, we might see him holding up the guys behind a little bit. Now Smith is in DRS here, as it's just been enabled this lap.
Yeah, Matty's just got past Giraffe. But it's all still very, very close. And once the DRS kicks in this lap, we'll bit of a DRS chain. But everyone apart from Quinn is it's pretty close. And Luke now up to 12th.
And I tell you who really lost out from the couple of safety cars there is Kieran, who was running clear in third, not quite on the pace of the front two, but not far off either, and now back in 8th after those two safety cars. Just shows how much it can really mess with your strategy.
Yeah, I think definitely Kieran, and he had a bit of a gap as well from third to fourth. He had a bit of fresh air. The safety cars definitely didn't help him. Stebo now has got past Booty, and Alfa Romeo overtaking a McLaren. You love to see it. Absolutely. No bias whatsoever. What in there? And Smith as well in an Aston Martin in second.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just looking at it. It looks like Aidan seems to pull out a little bit of a gap through the first few corners. He seems really, really quick through there. But then Smith closes up through the latter parts of the lap. But Aidan just maintaining that gap at the moment. And unless Smith can get on the back of him by the final corner, you'd think he's safe again this lap. So yeah, Smith will really need to find a little bit more pace if he's going to do anything here, but I can't see it working out at this point with Liam 8 tenths behind and then Stevo 2 seconds behind that, so he's not got the gap at all at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's 5 laps time, them softs are really going to start going off, and Aidan and Liam will be on the better tyre. So yeah, I did think it was probably a bit too early to go on the softs, whether they were banking on another safety car or I mean, hasn't Nats on the softs hasn't really been able to charge through the field.
I tell you what, Kieran is right on the back of Giraffe here, who in fairness is right on the back of Booty. It's a McLaren sandwich with the Williams as the filler.
And then we've got the Aston Martin of Stubby. All the back of Kieran. So some exciting racing going on all over the track at the moment. I think Stubby's having a look down the inside, and he's got down the inside of Kieran. Some good awareness there as well. And I think that's a good thing when you've got drivers that you can trust. I think sometimes you can make moves like that knowing that
you're going to be given the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. As Giraffe does get past Booty, and Booty, unfortunately for him, is going backwards from where he was in second, but that is probably due to those tyres being a little bit older than everyone else's. As Entity has now gone past Kieran.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, there was they were neck and neck round the corners. But, Kieran at the moment struggling a bit.
Yeah, and I think he'll be ruining the safety cars because they did scupper his race a little bit, which is very unfortunate. But he's just got to stick with it. It can turn around very quick, especially when you've got a train like this.
Yeah, he has got Nats right behind him, but Nats now is on 8-lap old softs. So I don't think in the long run Kieran's going to be too concerned having Nats there, because they're gonna start going.
Yeah, surely Nats will be pitting in the next couple of laps. I don't know if you get another fresh pair of softs, which will maybe be quick at the end again on the fresh tyres, but I think it will be too far adrift to actually do anything. And Aiden has dropped Smith, and Liam is all over the back of Smith now.
Yeah, just gone back to that battle, because there's so many going on all over the track at the moment, because you've got these three, and then you've got a big, massive, long train. Luke is trying desperately to get onto the back of that train and try and get past Nats, because I mean even Smith now, 8-lap old softs, they're going to start hurting soon.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think we're seeing the signs of that already. He's now 2 seconds back from Aiden, so he's dropped about 1.2 in the last lap and a half. And I think Liam will have him by the time he gets to turn 1 here. And it looks like... I thought he was going to pit then for a second.
For the pit, yeah. But yeah, I don't think Smith could really defend too much there. Did what he could, but DRS and fresh and medium tyres to his older softs.
And he could find himself at the front of that train very soon that is being currently led by Matty and the Mercedes. And, well, I guess the story at the front is Liam's now got to desperately try and catch up Aiden, and I hope we see that battle resumed. It was quite feisty. The train has been broken a little bit by Entity, who has dropped back from Stubby somewhat. And we've now kind of got 2 trains.
Yeah, just watching Stubby all over the back of Giraffe. I'm just going to have a look on the inside. But, you had to pull out of that. Giraffe well and truly had that corner, but start finish straight to very long now, because they've moved the DRS detection, didn't they? And it's through the corner now, and it's a lot longer, which does allow for overtakes. Didn't quite was too far back to get past Giraffe.
I tell you what, Smith is hanging with Liam here, considering how old these soft tyres are. Very impressive. I think he's just going to try. He's got to try and go to the end here, and if he makes it work, because Matty hasn't actually gained and Liam's made a bit of a mistake there, you'd have to say that's a very, very impressive performance to essentially steal a podium away, because Smith was nowhere before, as Liam has a massive moment.
That was some drifting there, that was from Liam.
But it cost them both time, and now all of a sudden Matty is half a second closer to them than he was before. And also it's opened up that gap for Aiden. He's I don't think I've ever seen this before, a Ferrari out the distance by himself in Premier Division. I've not seen that before.
No, it's a very rare sight.
Yeah, normal service is resumed, I guess.
Smith's got Liam though on the straight there on the DRS. So that's working well for Smith. Not so much for Liam, because this isn't exactly what Liam wanted. He doesn't want to get into a battle with Smith. He wants to try and close Aiden down. But I wonder if they can kind of work together now, give each other DRS, maybe claw back a bit Aiden, because he's going to be on the better tyre now.
Well, I think it's not necessarily clawing back at this point, it's actually putting a gap to Matty, who's now also on that strategy like Aiden is, now within 1.6 of Liam. Maybe they need to put it together to pull away from him, because if you get caught in that battle, you could end up as low down as 7th possibly in that train. So yeah, it's all kicking off a little bit. I see Kieran has managed to get back past Entity. So Kieran working his way back into it. He's got a second and a half to make up on Stubby. And it's all still to play for. You'd think Aiden is possibly the only one who's got things wrapped up, and possibly the final 3 aren't going to be able to do anything. Other than that, everything could change.
Everything, yeah. It's all so close. We've got a 4-way battle here with obviously Matty ahead of Steve-Bone, Alpha and Mayo. Stubby's having a look at Giraffe. We've got a 4-way car there, and then Kieran is then bringing another little train with Entity and Booty behind him. And Nats is also doing, he's holding on to that group of cars. Lost Glider, yeah, and Quinn. Not the races they would have hoped for, but I think they're not exactly a million miles away from the leader. So
I think it shows it's going to be a tight season. I mean, it's also not the easiest track to make moves on. There's a lot wider circuits with, let's say, more attackable corners. But I'll tell you what, Smith and Nats, maybe they also thought lower fuel loads. It's going to put a little less load through those tyres, and so far it's not actually worked out badly for them. So as always, I used to say in the streams, don't listen to anything I say, because it's usually very wide of the mark. So it's been proven once again, nothing's changed.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, actually watching the drivers, and if we didn't know otherwise, I would have said that Liam was actually struggling more with his tyres than what Smith is. I mean, we saw Liam go into the other lap into a good drifting mode.
And maybe that comes down to the setup a little bit. Maybe Liam's is a little bit harder on its tyres, and you know, Smith and Nat have got a bit of a kinder setup on the tyres.
But I mean, if Smith holds on to this, it'll be a great start to the season for him. Especially when you looked at the pace of Aiden and Liam under qualifying and at the start of the race. Smith's done absolutely fantastic, and the safety car absolutely worked brilliant for him.
Yeah, I think it shows you what a safety car can do. Smith was recovering well and racing well, but he was down in fifth after someone had a spin. I think it would still be actually his teammate who had the spin, and Kieran was very, very comfortable in 3rd, but all of a sudden that switched rounds from a period of safety cars.
Yeah, the safety car, the first one definitely messed things up a bit, and Kieran will kind of feel like he's been unlucky there, but it's worked out absolutely fantastic for Smith.
Tell you what though, behind Matty now, looking at the aerial shot coming through into the final couple of corners, it is so tight, right down to Nat's just hanging on to the back of it, but it is so tight between these guys, and Matty will be desperately trying to hold on, because I think if you lose one place here, you could potentially lose 2 or 3 because you get compromised into a corner. Yeah,
you don't want to make a slight mistake, any slight mistake, and you're just going to get picked off. And this is the kind of racing that we want. This is what we all love to see. And if this is going to be how the season's going to pan out, it can still be anyone's.
Yeah, absolutely, and obviously some tracks suit certain drivers, and we see a bit of movement each week on tracks where people are stronger, so I think it bodes very, very well for a very tight championship.
We're going to the lap now, and Liam will get DRS, and he will go ahead of Smith at the end of this straight.
Yeah, Smith burning his ERS to try and do anything he can. He'll cover the inside, and this is the final lap of the race, so it all matters now. He's still on the inside, they're side by side. He'll have the inside line here, but the Red Bull now just ahead.
Yeah, a bit better grip there.
Smith will have to wait till the second sector for the DRS there, so he's just got to desperately try and hang on through the next sequence of corners to get a chance back at this. But it looks like Aiden will be taking the first win of the season here at Zandvoort, as he's managed to just get away from the battles and build the lead.
Yeah, he's had a good race as Aiden, and I think Liam is just beginning to edge a bit of a gap now from Smith. Smith's tyres must just about be hanging on, but Liam's tyres aren't going to be great neither. There's a yellow flag there. Trying to see who the yellow flag was for, but I'm just on board with Aiden.
It was for Kieran. Kieran's ran out of fuel.
Oh, he's under-fueled. But Aiden takes the first win of the season. Liam second, Smith third.
Steve-O got Matty as well on the last lap there, and Giraffe, Stubby, Entity all benefiting from Kieran running out of fuel, which seemed to also compromise Booty a little bit, because he got stuck behind him, and very unfortunate there, the dangers of under-fueling.
Yeah, I went actually extra fuel. I did in my race yesterday. Kieran took great pride in asking me how my race got on yesterday, finishing ninth. How have you done, Kieran? I know you're watching. How did you do? Bit of extra fuel there, mate.
Yeah, the advantage to you at the start of the season then. Outperformance. FT's already in the chat saying what a joke. Yeah, it's no joke for fuel. Get your car full.
He had 1.5 extra laps. Yeah, I actually went 2 laps worth, but I think safety cars, we only really had, say, one safety car. The first safety car. I don't know. Yeah, I think he wanted a race.
I think that was actually just someone who'd accidentally ended up on the circuit. Someone just come for a Sunday drive round.
But a great first race there for Aiden, taking the first race of this season, so he'll be happy with that. Liam in the Red Bull. Smith did a fantastic race and got the fastest lap as well, so you get an extra point. Steve-O in the beautiful Alfa Romeo in 4th, Matty 5th, and we got 6th was Giraffe, 7th Stubby, 8th was Entity, 9th was Booty, 10th was Nats. Luke, who kept going, got into 11th place. Kieran, who he fantastic qualifying, he showed a lot of pace, and at the start got himself into a nice comfortable 3rd position. Safety cars didn't help him, and then running out of fuel. But we've got Smith. Hello, Mr. Smith.
Hello there.
Was you expecting to be on comms today?
No. But simply no. But I think largely helped by that very strange safety car incident early on.
Yeah, did you have any idea what was going on with that safety car? Because we didn't.
No, I think I was behind Giraffe maybe, and he pit when it came out, and he pitted, and then I think there was Aidan, Liam, and Kieran ahead of me, and Dale did another lap, as did I. We went past the safety car because it said waiting for the leader, pass it, and then as we came round, they all went into the pits, and as they went in, I decided to stay out, and then it said safety car in this lap. And I looked on the map and it was coming around to the last corner, so I started to floor it because the delta disappeared, but it was limiting my speed to like 120, so I couldn't go like flat out. And then yeah, it went. When I got around to the start line, it just said green track. And yeah, I was in P1, and I had obviously everyone who was like 2 or 3 seconds behind me was still 2 or 3 seconds behind me, but obviously the guys who pitted ahead of me, they got absolutely screwed by that. Really unlucky, but I think Aidan came back and won it anyway. He's very quick.
Yeah, it's a quick drive. I was going to say, how did you make them tyres last? What were they like at the end?
The softs, they felt pretty horrible, but I watched the championship race last night and saw Ricker and Matt. They took softs, I think, a couple of laps longer, and they didn't pop, so I thought, I'm in a quite good position here. If I go for the hards, I'll probably get swallowed up by all these quick guys on mediums, but if I take the softs, it'll give me a chance to try and maybe stick with Aidan on his DRS for a bit and maybe get a bit of a gap that at the end might save me, and it did.
Yeah, excellent. I mean, the first safety car, I mean, because obviously you were quite low in qualifying. Was that a setup thing, or are you
I think that's just, the pace of the division. I've obviously stepped up to Prem, and there's some really quick guys in here. I think I went quicker than my qualifying time from last season, so I'd improved, but obviously you're in a quick division, so it was kind of expected. But I was pretty close to my teammate, and I think Kieran was just ahead of me as well, so that was a familiar sight.
Yeah, I think it's got to be encouraging for you guys that have come up from Championship, that you're with some pretty quick drivers out there. And I mean, Kieran's time for qualifying, I think he was 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, astonishing. Really good time.
And so I think it's going to be an exciting season. I mean, the cars behind you three it was just so bunched up. It was it's going to be a good season.
Yeah, those first few laps were pretty white knuckle, nose to tail everybody, and obviously like from last season I was mainly fighting like 1 or 2 drivers at the front, whereas this time it was kind of mid pack, and you got to have there's red arrows everywhere, so you got to be looking out. But it was, from what I could tell anyway, really clean. I had a quick look at the race director as well, and I think there was only 4 track limits the entire race across all drivers, so that's pretty impressive as well. So I think everyone had a really good race.
Yeah, there was a lot of good driving out there, a lot of good racing. I just want to know, how much did you pay for the safety car for the first one?
More than I'd like to admit. It cost a lot. I was joking about that in party. I said, that was well worth it.
Have you got any questions, Mr. Jones?
I was just going to ask, and I mentioned it in a commentary earlier, how you're a massive Liverpool fan, Smith.
Huge.
And is the number 66 in solidarity to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who is currently on the injury list?
That's 100% the reason why. I knew he'd get injured this season, so a few years ago when I started racing, I thought I'd take the number just in case.
Well, you've heard it here first. Huge news.
That's all fabrication.
Yeah, somebody keeps mentioning this Liverpool. Who are they?
We're just top of the Premier League, I think.
Boring. Yeah, you've got a couple of injuries. I mean, we've got injuries.
I'm a Stoke fan. We're getting relegated.
Yeah, I'm a Leeds fan, and we made sure of that last night. So take that, Mr. Jones.
Thanks for the welcome back.
I don't. What race is next week? That's so professional of me.
I believe it's China.
Oh, China, yeah. Oh, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think it's China, and I think we have a sprint race at Spa the week after. That's our next two, I believe.
Yeah, and the last thing to say is congratulations, Smith. That was a very great, fantastic start for you.
Thank you very much.
And may the battles like this continue, and the high driving standards that we saw tonight.
Absolutely. I don't think I'll be able to afford another one of those safety cars, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, that was absolute bizarre. But I know Kieran's not going to be too happy about that. But then I'll have to show him how to fill his car up with fuel. But so that was the first race of the season, and it was spectacular. Lots of battles everywhere. The season's going to be an absolutely wonderful one, and as you heard, next week we're in China. Oh, the joys. So on the Tuesday you'll be able to see my lack of driving skills, and I'd imagine it will be Kieran, Booty and probably Luke on comms. Wednesday it'll be me again on comms. Are we going to see Mr. Jones as well?
Do it.
nice Emperor impression. Potentially, depends on the schedule, you know.
So potentially we've got Mr. Jones as well next week. But it's been absolutely great having you back on comms. And,
no problem. Thought I'd stop by. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for joining us, and and if you like what you see, you know the deal. Leave a like and subscribe, and tell your friends and your grannies and everyone. And same time Tuesday next week, and I'll see you then. Okay, goodbye.